Jerenukamata. The first encounter of the Jesus Christ and the Mary Magdalene was not merely a meeting between the student and the teacher, but it was a spark of the profound spiritual union, one that carried within the seed of the divine balance where the world is not ready to accept. And what if the church, in its pursuit power and the control, concealed the beauty of the first meeting, not because it is sinful, but it was because it was transcending, and it was revealing the truth of the liberation, and it was too empowering and too revolutionary that to fit within the rigid boundaries of the dogma today. Here we'll explain about the dimensions of the Jesus Christ and the Mary Magdalene. First, met the energies that draw them together for the cosmic purpose behind their connection, and why this sacred story was buried beneath centuries in silence, and when the when the seekers was seekers when the seekers was when the seekers wandered through Judah, hungry for the truth, that destiny was collided with the extraordinary soul that was ever to walk the earth. According to the uh, according to the according to the early Gnostic according to the early Gnostic traditions according to the early Gnostic traditions, text that proclaimed many that proclaimed many um, according to the early Gnostic traditions, text that proclaimed many canonical writings that Mary Magdalene was not a sinner, and has history later portrayed her, and she was a seeker of the wisdom, and a uh, woman that educated in the mysteries of the divine feminine, and divine feminine. Perhaps she was a priestess of the old ICIC of the Egyptian schools of the initiation. Scholars like Elena Pages and Jean Yoss Lay-Dock suggest that she carries the knowledge of Sophia and the divine wisdom, that the direct living reflection of the sacred feminine principle that the world had long forgotten, and at the same time, the in the deserts of the Judah, the Nazareth of Jesus has begun his quiet preparation. A young man later he would be called Christ. Christ has already attuned with the higher truths, initiated the mystical traditions, connected to the human and the divine through heart, and some has like Nicholas Notovich and the Raphael's even proposed that the Jesus Christ has spent years of time studying with the sages in the East, observing the teachings of ancient India and the Egypt, and the lessons of uh, compression lessons of compression, and enlightenment and the sacred union and it was destiny that their paths would meet, and not by chance. It was a divine orchestration. Imagine the moment the air warm and dusty desert, and the sky turning into golden color, and the sun lowering its glow. Its glow at that late hours of the afternoon. There was a group gathered to hear the voice of that young man. His voice was calm and filled with the presence, and the one with them, the Mary, and she was very curious, not because he was famous and a spectacle, but something stirring inside her, and that vibration and echo was that she couldn't explain. When their eyes met first time something innocent awakened, not the physical attraction, not the romantic attraction has a normal sense, but it is a recognition that the two souls recognizing each other, knowing each other before the time began, and the sacred it was a the mm, sacred feminine and the sacred masculine sacred feminine, sacred masculine. They met with the purpose to balance the humanity, to awaken the humanity, to balance the divine. When their eyes met first time, something innocent awakened, not the physical, not the romantic attraction has a normal sense. It was a recognition, and the recognition, the two innocent souls knowing each other before the time began, and here encountering again in the flesh and form, and the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine reunite for the purpose to awaken the humanity, and to divine balance, awaken the humanity for the divine balance. Many mystics have written about this kind of soul recognition, and Carl Jung called it as a Hieros Gamas, that is a sacred marriage between the conscious and the subconscious, and the spirit and the matter, and spirit and the matter, and to the innocent it was heaven touched the earth through the human love, not the physical love, but the spiritual love. And here the Jesus words were less important, become less important, and more than the energy in between them, and being within of love of the being within the love of the Lord of all the creations. Continuation next video. Thank you.